Metadata is an important part of your website. It's data that's not meant to be seen by the end user, but it is data that is meant to be seen by search engines, so including this information will help with your search engine optimization ratings, which is also known as SEO. So there are a couple of different types of data. There's keywords, descriptions, author, pragma, expires, and robots. So we're going to go over each of these 6 different types of data. But before we do, it's important that we cover what keywords are and what descriptions are. So if we're in the biggest search engine, Google, keywords are the words that people type into the search engine to get results back and try to find a page that they're looking for. So if I was trying to look for George Washington High School in Denver, Colorado, and I only type George Washington, the results aren't going to be very good because there's somebody more famous than George Washington High School. In fact, the guy that it's named after, President George Washington, the first president of the U.S. So most of the pages that come up in these top search results are going to be about the President George Washington. So I need to add more keywords to my search to help narrow down the results and get to something more specific. So instead of just George Washington, I'm going to add high school and maybe Denver, Colorado, and basketball because I'm specifically maybe looking for the basketball schedule. So I can hit enter or return, and when I do, I have all of the results come up, and now instead of George Washington, the president, we see information about the basketball team for George Washington High School. In the top 5 results, we actually see the high school's website. We have Max Preps that has the schedule, the league standings, the scores. So if I'm looking for the schedule, the first 5 results look really good to me. Now, in order for me to decide which page I want to click on, most of the time people are going to read these descriptions. And this is what the description metadata is on a page in your website. This is a 2 or 3 line, really short, really succinct, plain speaking description about what is on the page. What is this page about? And you want to just make it really quick and easy to read. And like this one says, view the schedule, scores, league standings, articles, photos, video highlights. This literally tells you everything that you're going to be able to do if you come to this page. So it's a quick and easy way to entice me to click on this page because now I have an understanding that I'll probably get what I need on this page. So those 2, the keywords and descriptions, are the 2 most important metadata that you can add to your page. The other ones we'll cover, but they're not necessarily something you need to add on every page, or in fact, sometimes you don't want to add them because they're going to do things to your website and your search engine optimization that you don't want. So to add the metadata, we're going to have to add it to the head tag. After the title tag, I'll hit return or enter a couple of times to give myself some space. So the first thing we want to add is we want to add the meta tag for the description. So we'll do name equals quote, quote, and inside of that, we're going to say description. In that description, we want to put the content. So content equals quote, quote. And this is an empty tag. It doesn't wrap around anything. So we're going to put the / and the closing angle bracket. The content that goes in the description is the actual description of the page. So if this page is about contacting us at Morgan Community College, then we'll say, contact us at Morgan Community College to request more information about our programs, degrees, certificates, and more. So keep it short and sweet, and notice that I said programs, degrees, and certificates because those are the 3 things that people most want to look for when they come to the Morgan Community College website. So then let's add our keywords. So meta name equals keywords, and we're going to repeat the content attribute and close that particular tag. So for these keywords, for every page on the Morgan Community College website, we're going to put Morgan Community College, Fort Morgan, Colorado, education, higher learning. And then for this specific page, we're going to put contact, address, phone, map, email. I think that's pretty much it. So For your keywords, the thing that you want to remember is that some of your keywords, like these ones, Morgan Community College, Fort Morgan, Colorado, education, higher learning, will be on every single page of your website. And then for each specific page, you're going to add specific words that relate to that page. So for this contact page, I put contact, address, phone, map, and email. But if it was a page, let's say for the multimedia program, I'd put multimedia, animation, graphic design, web design, video, etc. All right, let's add one more tag in here, and that's the robot tag. Now this one you probably don't want to put on here unless you have a good reason for doing so. So we're going to put robots and content is no follow. And what this does is it prevents the robots that search engines use from actually searching and cataloging the site, so to speak. So if you don't want a search engine to find this site and put it in search results, then make sure to add this particular line in your website. If you want a search engine to find this page and you want it to be in search results, then don't put this line at all. So there are a couple other ones and I don't want to take the time to type them, so I'll just paste it in here. So notice this one they're all meta tags, and instead of name, we have HTTP equivalent. And in this attribute, this is the author attribute, so just put the name of the author. Again, this is not required, and there's not really a huge benefit to doing this, so you can choose to do this if you want to, but it's not necessary. These other two, pragma and expires, have to do with the search engine. So let's take a look at pragma. What this does, as you can see from the content, is it prevents the browser from caching the page. The expires metadata, if you put a specific date and time in here, what that means is after that date and time occurs, then the search engine will no longer cache the site after that date and time. So prior to that, it will cache the site. After that, it won't cache the site. So these only really need to be used if you have a good reason to use them. If there's a particular reason that you don't want to have your site cached. This author tag, again, is not necessarily super important. You can add it if you want to, but it's not going to hurt anything if you don't. Robots you only want to use if you don't want a search engine to index your website. But keywords and descriptions should be on every single page and every single website that you create. It's a little bit tedious, but it is something that needs to get done, whether you're coding your own website or using a content management system like WordPress or Weebly. You need to figure out within those systems where you can add the keywords and descriptions for each page of your site.